All right, everybody. Welcome to our latest adventure today. We are headed up to Murphy, North Carolina. We love North Carolina. The mountains are beautiful. What we're actually doing today is we are on a mission to go pick up 3 stereo consoles.
Yes, they are vintage and they are amazing.
Yeah, for you younger people out there that may not know what those are, back in the 60s and 70s they were super popular. They're huge cabinets that have basically your AM FM radio, your turntable, sometimes even an 8-track in it. And we've been looking for one for a while and wanting to restore one or maybe retrofit one. And so we finally ran across we didn't ever run across any near our hometown, so we've been looking, so we've broadened our search. And these are actually about 2.5 hours away here, but it was the closest ones we could find, and he actually has 3 of them. And so we contacted him, made a deal, and we're on our way to pick up all 3 of them today. And so it should be exciting, and we'll kind of show you more pictures of what they look like. Right now we don't have a whole lot of information about them, don't know really a whole lot what condition they're in, but it should be something fun, and we'll show you what we end up doing with them.
And we get to drive through the mountains to go get them, so that's an added bonus.
Yeah, we actually just drove through the Ocoee, which is up Highway 64/74. And the Ocoee, if you don't know what that is actually where they held the 1996 Olympics for the rafting and kayaking. They actually even had some bicycle races because it goes up the mountain there. And so very beautiful area. There is dozens of rafting companies there that you can go up there and you can do guided tours, or you can do, you know, by yourself. You can rent the rafts, you can bring your own kayaks if you wanted to.
And if you don't want to get in the water, there's tons of places for you to pull over and grab a picnic table and just enjoy the view.
Yeah, lots of places to stop. They've got multiple hiking trails back up in through there, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And they've actually still got the actual Olympics section still open, so you can actually go up there and raft the actual Olympic section like they did back in 1996. It's pretty cool. So if you're ever up in that area, make sure you check it out. We'll roll some B-roll footage of it just so you can kind of maybe see some of the stream and stuff.
It's beautiful.
And then on to pick up our consoles.
Yay, we can't wait.
Rising sun hits the sky, see it open before us. Take these hopes, hold them high. Every step takes you closer. The stars will show us. It's all waiting for us. Every turn a living color. Heaven knows what we'll discover. A story in the making. The world is ours for the taking.
Now, do you want to tell them about what happened with the tarp?
Well, we decided that since rain showers were hit or miss for our trip to North Carolina today, that we would take things with us to prepare for the rain, and then just play it by ear whether we would need to actually tarp the consoles or not. And so we drove home with no tarp on the consoles. We had been driving about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes or so with no problems whatsoever. And then about 15 or 20 minutes away from home, there's this huge rainstorm that we can see just up the road from us. And you could literally see the lines of rain falling. I mean, it was a huge storm. And so we made the decision to pull over and try to throw the tarp on really quickly, which, if you've ever placed a tarp, there's nothing quick about putting a tarp over things in the back of a truck. So we ended up just putting the tarp on and then jumping back in the truck and thought, well, we'll just sit here and wait for the rain to pass and then we'll drive home. That lasted all of about 5 seconds until the wind blew the tarp off. So I decided to take one for the team grabbed the bungee cords, and jumped out in the rain to reattach the tarp. And I got one side done. Things were going great. The rain wasn't that bad. And then as I walked around to the other side of the truck, it's like a faucet turned on, and it almost felt like hail hitting me, and I was drenched.
You're not right.
Well, obviously.
Now, sorry, I had to jump in here because it was so funny. Because again, like she said, she got one side done just fine. When she came around the driver's side, I mean, somebody just unzipped a cloud. And it rained so hard. I was busting out laughing in the truck. And I know that makes me sound so bad, but it was so funny. And then when she finally, I think she just tucked it and run back in the truck. And I was laughing and she was laughing.
It was the funniest thing.
It was hilarious.
It was awesome, guys. I know we're crazy, and that was probably pretty stupid on our part, but it was so much fun.
It was hilarious. Now, what the funny thing was is, luckily, since she had one side down, it made it through it. It kept them covered.
Yep.
We sat there about 5 minutes.
And it stopped raining.
It stopped raining.
The
You can
sun's
see
out.
sun's out, sky's out. We drove the rest of the way home. No rain.
It was just meant for me to play in the water a little bit today.
Take these hopes and hold them high. Every time you live in color, heaven knows that we'll discover a story you were making at the start of something greater than we could uncover. Holding on to all this wonder, a story you were making. The world is ours for the taking. A story you were making. The world is ours for the taking.
As you can see, these are in a lot rougher shape than what we had hoped. I knew by him getting rid of all three of them at one time, it was probably a long shot that they was probably all junk. But again, he was going to take them to the landfill. He didn't know what else to do with them, so I at least wanted to give him a chance to try to save them. And so we got them home, got them unloaded, and like I say, if you look real closely here, you can see the wood's really, really delaminated. This is the one, I put it on the Facebook group that I'm out there with vintage stereo consoles, and everybody loved this one because when he sent me the picture of it, it only showed the front. And you can see it's got some really cool Art Deco front on it. And everybody was having a fit over this one, saying this one was the best looking one. It's actually in the worst shape as far as the wood cabinet. And it's actually a brand I've never even heard of. It's a Morse. And so I've never heard of that brand. Now, ironically, once we got in here, we kind of started checking some electrical to make sure we wouldn't get electrocuted like that. One of them did have a bad cord on it, had to redo the cord. Got them all plugged up. The one in the worst shape is actually the only one that would power up, and we actually got some sound out of. Now the antenna, I don't know if it's something where it hooks up to the tuner in there. I'm going to have to pull that apart and check. Something with the antenna. We almost got it to pick up once, playing around with the antenna, but it's just not picking up. Now, we can't get any power out of the turntable on this one. The other two, we actually, once we plugged them up, they was dead as a door. Now, one of them would hum, the turntable would hum, but it wouldn't turn, wouldn't do anything there. So we're going to have to completely disassemble all these, get into it, see if there's anything salvageable at all. But we was really hoping at least maybe that some of the cabinets we could refinish, and we still may be able to. We're just going to have to get in there and see it. This one, after we got them all, when we got them dug out where you had them at, this one, this cabinet on this one is actually in the best shape. Now there is some delamination here on the top and on the side where it's kind of been out in the weather. But the cabinet on that one is actually in the best shape. The speaker fabric even on that one is actually in really good shape. So I'm hoping once we start cleaning this one up, maybe I can just maybe I can replace the laminate top, maybe with side, and maybe this one might clean up pretty good. This one is actually a General Electric, and it actually even still has the original owner's manual with it. And I was really excited about this because it's super clean inside. And so I really thought it worked, but I'm getting no power at all. So I'm going to have to tear into it, and maybe we can get this one to come to life after we get in there and do something to it. But anyways, that's our adventure so far. We're just going to have to start getting these up on the table and taking them apart and just see what we can do. Oh, look at that.
It's trying to work, isn't it?
Got it to cut off. It will not go to 33 though. Interesting. Alright guys, yesterday when we first unloaded them and we started tearing into these, this one was DOA. I couldn't get anything out of it. I got a hum out of the turntable when I plugged it up, but I mean it was, other than that, it was absolutely doing nothing. The tuner wouldn't do anything, turntable wouldn't work. So this morning, fresh eyes, I got out here, took the back of it off, got out here looking and realized it was actually something pretty simple. All it was this had external speaker connections here, which was broke off. And so what was happening was the speakers wasn't connected at all. And so luckily I did find the schematics here inside. Now they're very, very brittle and half eaten, but you can see it does have the schematics. And so I was able to kind of trace down some of the wires and figure out what I needed to connect together to get power to the speakers. So then once I got all that hooked up, came over here and flipped her on, and we have a tuner, people. Speakers actually still sound pretty decent, and so it actually still sounds pretty good. Now I've got to figure out how to get in here and clean, I think these are called rheostats, I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but these dials in here, they're real scratchy. When you try to turn them, they're still real scratchy. But I mean, this thing's 50, 60 years old, so there's no telling what kind of dust and dirt's down in there. I'm hoping I can figure out how to get down inside those and clean those out, and then at least get the whole tuner working. But so far it sounds pretty good. The balance works, treble, bass works, AM, FM stereo seems to work. Now the turntable is still kind of dead, but I did finally get it to quit humming. What it was is, I think the motor, the actual drive motor, is bad, but upon actually, selecting it in here and spinning the platter, I was actually able, the stylus actually works, and it set back down and it clicked off into the off position, which eliminated the hum. And so still more work to do on the turntable to figure out what's going on with it. But the good news is we did get the tuner working. This is a GE. I have no idea of the model yet. I did find a model number over here, so we'll try to find out some more information on it and see what's going on. But so far, a little good news out of everything. We was afraid everything was going to be total garbage yesterday when we got home. Was a little disappointed. Again, the cabinet's still in really bad shape. I don't know if I can figure out how to take this veneer off and re-veneer this cabinet, or if I just need to maybe find another cabinet if the tuner's bad and swap tuners out or something like that. But we're making progress. Alright, here she is after we wiped her down real good with some furniture oil. There's still a couple spots, that the veneer's pretty bad on, that we may go back and try to fix later on. maybe strip this veneer off, put a new veneer on it. But for now, she's cleaned up, and we put her in here in our dining room for right now. And I'm telling you, I wish I could show you how it sounds. I know it sounds weird, but I mean, this thing fills the whole house. I mean, it just sounds so good. It's such rich sound, and I mean, it's just amazing. But we've had a lot of fun with it for something that was, you know, somebody was going to turn out and put it in the dump. We got her tuned up. I've actually even got all the knobs cleaned up and everything inside, so there's no static or anything when you turn any of the knobs anymore. And we got her polished up good enough that we felt good enough to put it inside for a while. And so I hope you like this adventure. We'll keep you up to date on anything else that we do with the other two. The other two are really, really bad shape, so I don't know if we're going to be able to salvage those or not. We may just end up having to do this for parts. But hope you enjoyed this little adventure up to North Carolina to get one of these stereo consoles. I know a lot of you younger people out there probably might remember your parents having these or whatever, but
Or your grandparents.
Or your grandparents. We kind of grew, me and Kimberly kind of grew up with these, and so it's kind of nostalgic for us. But I mean, you just can't beat the sound, man. And so we really enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed the little video of it. And we're getting ready. We're actually starting to make some reservations here in the next few weeks. So we hope we get back out to RVing and get back to our normal RV videos.
Yay!
So you guys stay tuned.